For the sake of love, I've been trying to reveal it, what I've been so afraid of. Your coldness makes my heart go weak, so numb that I can barely speak. This pain keeps water in the sea. If I weren't so desperate to be free, I'd keep my distance, babe. The more that I know about you, the more that I want you, baby. They say that good love will yield the best from me. I know it to be true. This moment won't last forever. I'm lost in a manic dream. It weighs on me endlessly. Your tenderness drifts in the wind. The depth of your love is a sin. I'll keep my distance, babe. It's all by design, blinded in the fog of love. Why don't you tell me, baby, what are you dreaming of, dreaming of? The more that I know about you, the more that I want you, baby. They say that good love will yield the best from me. I know it to be true. This moment won't last forever. No remedies whatsoever. These feelings we choose to pass on for lesser love. You know it to be true.
Good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster here, Jetski Republic Tune Fat. How are we all? That was Rebecca Hales. Rebecca, thank you for letting me share that video. For those of us that can't get the Whit Sundays fix, hopefully that's addressed some of it. I do have one at the end as well, which is from Morn Durand, and that's kind of similar. They both went out on the same ride, so a lot of it's his footage and what he has, so it's kind of pretty much the same thing again. So yeah, welcome everybody. This week I'm going to change it up a little bit. We're going to get our guest on first, and then we're going to go to the tail end of it, where we'll talk about the tail end of the show, where we'll talk about some events that are coming up, some rides coming up, and then we'll do a quick roundup on the race events as well. What's happened last weekend, what's coming up this weekend, what's coming up in the very near future as well. So hopefully somebody somewhere will get something out of a segment or the whole show or whatever. So first I'll move on. First we'll get our guest on now. Matthew O'Connor, SCX Organiser. He might be owner. I'm not entirely sure. I know he's been involved in it for quite a while. I think it's his little baby. So we'll get him on. He's been on before. We'll have a chat about it. He's got some announcements, and let's just get him dialed in. So let me just flick screens. As you can see, the theme is obviously SCX. he's been at me for the last half hour about I'm ready. So we'll get him on and see how he goes. Yeah, here we go. Right, he's calling. Matt, it's on you now, mate. Hopefully he answers. Fingers crossed. Doesn't want to. He's been ready the whole time leading up to this. And then there we go. Matt, how you doing, mate? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Good, mate. I think I need to mute some things. Hang on. I'm good. How are you?
Not bad, mate. It's looking a bit Christmassy at the back of you. Is it looking a bit like Christmas there?
Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. You can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, so we're all good. We're all good.
So you can hear me?
I can, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
I was
we're all good.
keen because the more nervous I get, the more I want to just keep having shots or have beers. What sort of discussion are we going to have?
So how you doing?
I'm good, my friend. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on.
Nah, no problem. In answer to your question, I know you messaged me just before we went to air. Guys, for everybody that's watching, Matt's a bit nervous about it. I'm going to be doing the live stream for the event this year, and he's a bit nervous. I think that I was going to pull out. I will say one thing to you though, Matt. I don't have the camera yet, but rest assured I will have it. Okay, so do not panic.
It's not the end of the world. More so that I'm stoked that I've got someone doing a live stream that's keen, that knows the sport, knows the industry. And
I'm keen to do it. I wouldn't say I know the free riding too well, but I'm keen to give it a go. Listen, as people can see it, and at the end of the day, it's all about exposure for your event, exposure for the riders, and just the event as a whole. So, for those of you that are watching this or don't understand what SCX is, Matt, do you want to explain what the whole event's about?
Yeah, thanks, mate. So yeah, SCX stands for Sunny Coast Extreme. It is this is the 5th one that we've done. Not the 5th year because we obviously had to postpone a few through COVID. So I feel like I've maybe done 7 or 8. But it stands for Sunny Coast Extreme. It's a multi-action sport competition consisting of, for 2023, IFWA World Tour, which is the free ride World Tour. So they're bringing a leg to the Sunshine Coast.
Now, am I right and correct? Am I correct in saying that this is the first time? Have they attached this to your event before? No. Twice. They have done it twice before. This is the second time. Right, okay.
Jace Barry and I bought the World Tour here like a few years ago and crushed it. It was fantastic. But yeah, having another crack at it.
Nice one.
And it was really good. So we're going to have the World Tour. We're going to have SCX Free Ride, which is, of course, just 3 days of free ride jet skiing with your buddies on the beach. Great times, riding with the world's best now instead of just Australia's best.
Yep.
And then, of course, sneaking in the SCX skate park competition.
No, that's the big one, I believe. I think that's quite a popular one with all the kids.
It's super popular with the kids. It's definitely. I think the event caters for all angles because obviously I'm a free rider. We want the racing in there as well. We had 2 big surf one year, so we couldn't have it. But we want racing and we want to facilitate that. It's a multi-action sport comp, so. Yep. Any place where like great clubs like QPWC, throw their hat in the ring for that, we're down. This is the spirit of the event.
Yep.
I create the container. You do the hard work.
Do the content. Everyone else does the content.
Yeah, you do the content. And,
Now, another question:
win-win.
is QPC still actually doing the race at the event?
We're running the event under QPWC.
You
So
are,
I'm
because
still
I just
repping-
wondered because it's not listed on their official schedule.
Oh, they've been a massive supporter of me.
Right.
for
Okay.
so
That's
many
fine.
years.
That's fine. That's all I wanted. Yeah. That's all I needed to know.
And yeah, no, 100%. So
Yeah.
I feel that this is a way that I can help promote the sport.
Yep.
As well, to be part of something bigger. Everyone's mega supportive, and I really appreciate all the support that everyone in the racing community gives us.
Yeah.
Because it does probably feel like to them that it's a free ride event that has racing tacked on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something I definitely want to change in the future. But it's hard running surf races where you go right now, this day, you're putting your race on.
Listen, you're at the mercy of the weather conditions as well, and I know that you kind of got hit a little bit. You got smashed a bit last year.
Yeah.
You ended up having to split it in two, didn't you? You split the event in
Actually,
two last year, wasn't it? Didn't
see,
the
with
skateboarding get done somewhere else or at a later date?
Yeah, skateboarding, we had to push it nearly a month, maybe
Yeah.
a bit longer,
Yeah.
which isn't the end of the world because, like from my side, I go, okay, you like, the sponsors go, yeah, we want to put on a skate park event. So from my side, I still have to deliver that product.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's no drama for me because putting a skate park comp on is, I'm hanging out at the skate park anyway with my kids. Like I've got two boys, they're 6 and 10. So, we're going to go down, hang out with my buddies down at the skate park. It's a breeze compared to putting on like.
No, my question is, are you the only parent that's down there, or are there other parents there with them, with their other kids?
Oh, you mean like?
Well, a little bit suspicious when there's a grown adult hanging about at a skate park with a bunch of 9 and 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know what I mean? So I just hope you're not even. I just hope you're not the only parent that's there. You'll be getting some funny looks. unless you're on the board as well. Unless you're on the skateboard as well doing the tricks.
Actually, okay. Well, if I said anything, it'd be BMX. But I roll around like a 43-year-old.
Like a typical adult then.
Not typical, because Bruce, I tell you what, mate. Like there are just some incredible riders on skate parks that are just.
There's a lot of them that I've seen
our
do
age, and they're just mind-bogglingly good.
Listen, I've seen, like, even watching some of the kids, and not your event. Like I obviously work with some kids. I work with young troubled kids, and they skateboard and BMX like it's like they're duck on water. You know what I mean? It's just like it's no problem to them at all. They just get on with it, and some of the things they're pulling off, I'm like, holy moly! I wouldn't even try it. I wouldn't even think about it.
And the thing with the troubled kids, and correct me if I'm wrong, like naughty kids, and mainly naughty, like maybe yourself or myself, maybe just say hypothetically, naughty because we were bored, because we didn't have challenges. You give yourself.
I know we're kind of going a little bit off the topic here, but at the end of the day, you're right. It's that they are bored. School's not for them as well, and the education system seems to think that it's one model fits all, and they try and plug it into every kid. It doesn't work. Every kid's different. A lot of the kids are products of their environment, and I don't mean parental background. I mean just the people they hang around with and their peers, and that's what they buy into a lot of the time. And you're right enough though. The high percentage of it is they're just bored. They're just bored with what they're they're not doing anything else. So that's when they get up to all kinds of mischief.
Yeah, you're going to find outlets, and maybe if even just to kind of link it back, like maybe that's why I need to do these events. Create something, keep myself out of mischief, but like create something that does something better. It's nice to feel connected.
Yeah.
In some way, and that's along the way I meet people like yourself and heaps of like great support from the community and just people who are just having a go. And
Yeah.
it's
I think
really humbling. It's great.
we all want things to go well, and we don't want it portrayed. Like, I personally don't want things portrayed in bad light. I want the whole community to look good, and us, being the kind of the role models of the community, so to speak. But like at the end of the day, we get things wrong as well. Like I get things wrong myself. We've got. We all get wrong, but the great thing about the community is we all correct each other, and but in a constructive way as well. Yeah, we had a bit of a ding dong a couple of weeks ago about a new group name and all this kind of stuff. A new group that changed names. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, everybody's. It's not gonna like. It's all about the riders. You know what I mean? Whether it be race, rec, extremes. Jet ski, free riding, or whatever. It's all about the riders, and I think we just got to be like, if we come across as being organised and knowledgeable about what we're doing, like we're starting to make strides with MSQ and that as well. So that's going to be huge once we pull those things off.
Went and saw them this afternoon, and they've been obviously because we do run that high target type event in the surf. Yep. And so I really want to keep that relationship good with them. But just on you saying about any clubs, any individuals or groups that start doing something, I'm behind them 100% as well. I love anyone having a go at something and just trying things, doing things.
Yes.
So hard.
Tell us about it. Tell me about it. So whereabout is the event for everyone that's for people that are going to watch this or are watching?
We've got Alex Skate Park on the Sunshine Coast, beautiful Sunshine Coast. Got fantastic support from Sunny Coast Council, and as we grow, especially bringing the World Tour here, they're getting right behind us.
Yep.
I've got to give a massive shout out to Jet Pilot, like from the get go, from day dot. They've supported freeride, and they support freeride and racing, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
But like our guys like Ace Optics, like Day One, AJSP, these guys like the ones that, even though it may be hard for them, they're always supporting yourself, getting behind me. Got like MX100.
Well, you've got some comments already. Alex Ewings is he's commenting on, he loves your work as well. So he's down in Victoria. So he's supporting what you're doing, and that's way down that way. So
see his work as well. Thank you. They're really appreciated.
Yeah.
And so talking about like day one supporters, just the crew and the guys are like, as it grows, the budget grows, and try to hustle to get bigger supporters and really want to look after the crew better and that, because just to remember, if say this event does make some money, I want us to all win together. But
it's a great thing for Queensland. It's a big event. It's not necessarily part of the larger landscape as far as QPWC or it's like, it'd be good if it was plugged in as part of as part of a big event, a big weekend event, but it's not part of the larger calendar as such, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's not part of like AGSB qualifying, nationals or anything like that. So it'd be good if it was all part of that as well. So, but again, that's one of those things where your event's a standalone event, and then hopefully somewhere down the track, like you're saying, you've now got the world, you've got 2 other rounds involved in it. So it's starting to pick up again from where it was before, which is always good to see.
I think post-COVID too, we've got learnings and all of the stuff. We're in the same boat as every other event, but I definitely learn more through failure than success.
Well, it's the best way to learn, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I do appreciate the ongoing support from the HASBA and QPWC, but also anyone in the greater community, jet ski community,
Yep.
not just freeride, not just racing, but any enthusiasts, anyone who does ride days or things like that. Support is insane. Like for
Yep.
me, it's very, very humbling. I'm just I'm good with forms. You know, I can talk shit when I need to. I prepare for the worst, like a good Boy Scout, you know. And then when it's done, just party.
I can't see you standing there giving it the old dub kind of scenario. I couldn't see you. Were you ever in the Scouts? That's the question.
Mate. I had a woggle. I had badges.
Did you?
I didn't have very many.
I bet you were a right little rat bag.
I was a rat bag, yeah. I still am. That's why we get along well. So are you.
I have my moments, as everyone does. But, so.
No, you're a good kid, mate. You're a good kid. Hey, I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at the poster. I got the very first draft today, like pretty much a final draft of the poster. We're going to release it soon, and it is incredible. So I've got to give a huge shout out to Twofold, who have been my graphic designers for years. It's Rob and Guy Hamilton. These boys, they're Twofold, right? They're twins. They are worldwide. They are fantastic, and they just support me. They just get behind, but they create the image of this thing. And as you know, like logos, image, design, things like that is the most key, the hardest part. And these guys are huge. I can't wait to release this. I want to share now, but we're kind of waiting on some announcements.
You did promise some announcements.
I do. I've got a fantastic announcement.
Oh well, we'll sit on that one just now then. Yeah,
well, we've got heaps of announcements from just minor event things, but the really big one and the huge thing that's super humbling is that Crash Industries are we are raffling a brand new Crash foot rocket. We're raffling that for this event.
Bloody hell.
So anybody can win this. It is brand new, engine running, brand new, out of the box. And so that's part of this event. Leading up to it, we're going to be raffling a Crash foot rocket.
Now, is there any limitations on how you can win it? I.e., do you have to be there on the day to collect it?
I'm not going to push that because I want
well, you want it, you want as many people to buy. Yeah, exactly.
We are running heaps of cool comps, and I'll run a competition simultaneously with the release of the official poster with our crew from Works, who we've got a $500 voucher that we're going to basically have as a prize, just a simple prize for the like share type prize. For for the upcoming. So check the socials, and it'll be really clear. It's a $500 voucher. Don't even have to. It's pretty much cash. So I'm sure the racing community is going to love that.
Definitely.
So it'll be.
I think anybody would love it. I think anybody would love it.
Mate. I was having a look at the site, and I've been having great yarns with them, and they've been fantastic supporters over the years. Couldn't get on board this year, but that doesn't matter. This was a prize left over from last year, and I'm a massive fan of them, and they've always been great supporters. And so, so this is a prize left over from last year that I want to get out there.
It's exactly the same location, isn't it? As previous years. So for anyone who's never been up there, and I only just checked it out last year myself. It was actually Jeff Lakeford that sent me through the aerial of the venue. And guys, if you've never been up there, the skate park is right beside the viewing area for the free riding in the water. So the whole thing is all together in that one area, which I think is a pretty unique venue for what you're staging. I couldn't think for the life of me anywhere else that would have that kind of setup.
Yeah.
that would cater for your event the way that does.
I actually came up with the with this tagline the other day. Let's say the other night. To promote the venue and to promote the Sunshine Coast, it's the Send Menu venue.
Sunny Coast Council must love you.
I don't know. They don't really have a choice.
You're like me, Matt. You're like you got 101. You have one. Thousands of things going on in your head, and then something sticks, and you think that would be fantastic. Why not? Let's run with it. So yeah.
It's cool when you're like surrounded by people that you can just shoot these ideas off and bounce them off, and feel safe that you can say stupid ideas, and someone goes, "Nah, that's not going to work." But
that's because they know what you're like, Matt.
You throw these ideas out often enough, you get a little better at it. Not that I am, but you refine. You refine.
They probably. Oh Jesus God, what's he come up with now? Oh boy.
No answer. Block.
Delete. Oh, I never got that message.
No, mate. So
it's
good.
great. It's great. It's good. There's a great thing about being able to just bounce ideas off of people, and like I've spoken about this one a couple of times with a podcast, and I bounced this idea off of Jeff Lakeford probably almost 2 years ago, and he just went, "Nah, I don't think it'll work." And then just fast forward to last year, almost 12 months to the day actually, and I just thought, you know what, screw it, let's just do it, and I just dived in and did it, and it's slowly growing. It's not a huge overnight success, but I think it does all right.
It is fantastic that he said Jeff Lakeford, because the first year that I did SCX, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I don't know, maybe head up my ass more than it usually is. And we had a run in about something, and he was super cool about it. I think I was a dick, and he was cool. And it was nothing. It was just like, right, that was a learning, and then we moved past that, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was definitely my fault. And
never accept responsibility, Matthew. First rule: never accept responsibility.
No, mate, that's pretty much how I learn. There's a list of learnings, and that's how I make. I think you make better mates and long-lasting mates from from copping it, because also it's a hard gig when you start, especially when these things start running big.
Matt, to be fair to you, I would imagine this, due to the scale of this event, as soon as this one finishes, you're already planning next year's.
I'm very
it's pretty much a 12-month affair. So
my phone rang the SARV, and it was the crew from New Zealand, because the Festival of Free Ride obviously just finished last weekend, and there's 3 or 4, hopefully 5 or 6 guys coming from there. But we've got guys from France, from Brazil, from Mexico.
Wow.
Hopefully Gomez. Some of all of the world's biggest names. I am hustling Pierre Maxion to come, MX100. But
this could be huge. Well, it's going to be huge anyway, but...
Mate, it's huge. If you look at the depth of talent in Australia alone, those guys, anyone who's hot in the world right now, who really, truly wants to prove themselves on the world tour, they have to beat Australia's best. So whether there is some of our local guys.
Mate, you're putting the pressure on the Aussies now, because they come gunning for the Aussies.
Nah, they put pressure on themselves. They battle each other all day long.
Yeah.
So they're a lot of these crews overseas are a little disjointed. We have this fantastic edge where we battle every weekend, with your let's say like Joel Barry, Ryan Savage, like just smashing at each other, like just live nearby.
Is it the free ride brotherhood then? It's very much an Aussie thing.
It's such a funny sport. It's such a funny sport in the regard that, fiercely competitive but super supportive.
Yeah, I guess again, to be honest, with the nature of the risk involved as well, I think there's obviously a mutual respect from everybody towards each other, which is huge. I see Bailey Cunningham's put a comment up about you saying keeping the free ride alive, nothing beats it.
Yeah, buddy, another blaster boy.
I wonder if Bailey's putting his hand in the ring, putting his hat in the ring.
I hope so. Always welcome.
He's got a chance if he's watching this. He's got a chance to answer.
Yeah, definitely. Oh. No, that's I love those guys. Just fantastic peeps. Hey,
yeah, that's
Bailey's
good.
Like, oh mate, like Bailey riding free ride, but like
he's all over the place at the moment.
But I tell you what, like on the world stage, he is just kicking ass.
You know what? He's putting his hand. He's put his hand up, and he's willing to put himself in there. Hats off. You'll be there, Billy, but will you be actually riding, or are you just going as a spectator, Billy? Let's see what he's saying. I take my hat off to Billy, and his family, because they're travelling the world at the moment, doing different events, and that is no cheap. That's not a cheap affair, a cheap thing to do. A lot of money and a lot of backing, and he's willing to do it. So my hat's off to him. He's taking a lot of heat for it. He's taking a bit of criticism for it for various sectors. But I take my hat off to him for putting himself in there and doing what he's doing.
My only advice maybe to him in that regard, because I kind of went through similar things with SCX. There's only so much you can sort of squeeze out of like one sort of run of sponsors, and so to get better exposure and to get better, I guess it becomes an exponential exposure, is open yourself up to other things that can draw in other sponsors that will then cumulatively boost your entire profile.
I think in like Bailey's case, and obviously your case with your event as well, you're putting yourself on a bigger stage, so your exposure is obviously wider, which makes you more attractive to other businesses and people who are willing to support and sponsor and all that kind of stuff. And I see that that's kind of thing that Bailey's doing as well. You're obviously doing what you're doing because you're trying to make it a much larger event with all the new with the world tour back in it and that kind of stuff as well. So that's opening it up to a much, much bigger market, and a larger viewership as well. So I can see where you're coming from, and I think like Bailey would probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his sponsors that he's had is Sunshine's Power Sports, and I think they've been pretty much with him from day one. So they're doing great guns, and they're happy to help him out and support him. So you said a few others come on board recently, I believe, over the last couple of years as well, and it's because he's doing well. He don't win every race, as most racers don't win every race, but he's competing, and that's the difference. He's competing on a world stage, and that's a huge difference for him. And your event's going to allow people that exposure as well, because it's going to be a world staged event. So and we have like amazing photographers that come every year that have backed us every year, and are always trying to like figure out how to get them the best exposure and make it. Matt, you just want to be the next media star, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, you just want to be the next media star. You'll be the face of SCX, and then from there, the world is your oyster.
No, I don't. I want to be the opposite. I want to be the puppet master pulling the strings. I don't want anyone to know anything.
Well, you're just worried in case you drink too many beers. Is that what it is?
I want to be rich. I don't want to be famous.
want to be rich, not necessarily famous.
And then I come on your show, and you boost me, and I'm like, oh,
like you wouldn't want to be famous in Australia because Australians are funny. And I was reading this article the other day, and it was about Russell Crowe and his girlfriend. Apparently, got turned away from some restaurant because he rolled up wearing a pair of thongs, right? And then there was some nightclub in Perth turned away Post Malone because he had too many tattoos.
He's getting nowhere at the Gold Coast.
Did he have the same problem in the Gold Coast as well?
No, you can't get in anywhere at the Gold Coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well,
like not even him. Like as a celeb himself,
ago,
he's like,
I went there,
that's bonkers, eh?
Maybe different. Crazy, hey.
Because we're talking about
don't
that.
You know who I am?
Well, I think that's probably what people would have been like. People like Russell Crowe and that would have been probably tempted to say that. But then you get the usual Aussie answer or straightforward answers like, I don't care who you are.
You just chuck a phone at you.
You're still not getting in.
I reckon Rusco would still kick ass, though.
Whereas anyone else, it would roll out the carpet. Any place else, I think they'd be rolling out the carpet for them. Yeah. Just coming in your bare feet, Russell.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, no, I get where you're coming from. It's just, like, since I've done this, I've had some people say, come and speak to me because of it and say, oh, you're the one that runs a podcast, I'm happy to see you. And I kind of feel a bit embarrassed about it, and I don't know why, because I guess it's a recognition for me that I'm putting something out that people are wanting to see or wanting to watch, and I know that like the numbers are not great when it always goes out live, and it depends on who I have on sometimes, but I do know that after that the numbers are better because people are watching it afterwards. So the timing of it is not always suited for a lot of people. But I enjoy doing the live shows. Like my friend who does a podcast as well, he records it and then edits it. But I've said to him, it's not the same. It's not the same fun. It's not the. You get a bit of a like you messaged me before you came on there and said, "Oh, I'm having a beer. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm having a cup of tea, and my adrenaline's going." And I'm thinking, what could stuff up this time? What's going to happen this time? And that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking how well it's going to go. I'm thinking, what possibly could go wrong here? And it's going through my head the whole time while I'm on the show here, thinking, hope everything goes fine and nothing stuffs up. But it's like I've said before, I've gotten that used to if something does happen, I just roll with it. And I just, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And I just fix it I fix it on the fly. So, yeah, it's good. So the live stream will be like that at your event as well, probably.
Even if like, whatever it looks like, because you're...
Well, I need to have a chat with you after the... it doesn't have to be tonight, but over the next couple of days, we need to have a chat about that because I'm going to need the logos from you from sponsors so I can get it all up on the screen. And then I'll do a proof of what the screen will look like to you. And then if you're happy with it, then we'll sort out how we're going to get it on. We'll talk details after once the show's finished. So no point talking about it here.
No, I'm excited, and I know like it will be a new platform, but you have the opportunity, and I'll help you facilitate.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. That's why I want to do it, and it's like I said at the beginning of the year. It's an avenue where I want to utilize as far as growing and taking on a bit more live events. I enjoyed doing the state championships last year, and I'd loved, when you mentioned about coming on, about doing the SCX, I was like, ooh. And then I was immediately thinking, shit, yeah, how am I going to do this? But then I thought, well, if I do it the same way.
In my head, I'm thinking, set you up in the bar area.
Oh,
and
just keep giving me drinks.
Because it's an elevated platform, and you just have a wristband that, you just
can have a rum. So I can just go. Can I have a rum and coke, please?
Get one of the promo girls to just come and
bring you. Okay.
Make sure that
I'll say.
And
hello. Would you like to say a few words?
and and then as the day progresses, I'm sure the commentary will get more and more interesting.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's what I'm.
No, this will be good fun. I'm going to come up. I'm going to come up beforehand because I want to have a good look at it myself. Because I know you mentioned about, I know you mentioned possibly looking to cross over to the skate park as well while we were doing the live stream. So let's have a look at that and we'll see what we can do with that. I mean, I believe that's part of your expertise, isn't it? Networking, network engineer.
Taking something and then pushing for more.
Well, I know that you had the idea. You said
record.
For people watching this, I don't want to make this look like it's just a personal me and you conversation here. I want to include the people in this as well, the people watching this. So just for everyone's information, since Matt's message, called me and said, "Would you be interested in doing this event?" He's randomly sent me some bits and some messages about various things, and then one of them happened to be some drone that you bought. Is there any way we could strap a GoPro or some way we could use the camera on this to feed into the live stream? I have no idea how to do it, but I could probably figure it out, and I'm pretty sure like-minded people could probably figure it out.
There's some races or events between now and SCX where you and me can nerd up and do a little proof of concept. Because also, on the day, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. People aren't paying entry to this thing for a dedicated live stream. We're not. It's not $5 pay-per-view. So if it works, it doesn't.
Is it not? Is it not? Oh, bloody hell, I'm not doing it then.
I'll tell you what, it's like once you take that pressure off from that's when I feel like you start getting creative.
Yeah. I want it to look good for you guys, and I obviously want it to make it look good for myself as well. But I want it, if it's going global, for you guys to get that exposure, then it needs to look good. It needs to look good, and we'll make that happen, and we'll get that sorted out between us.
And whatever you're comfortable with, my friend.
Yeah, all good.
Either way, I'm just stoked to have you on board. I'd love to catch up before the event, if that's cool.
Well, coming on, we can sort that out. What we can do, is I'll mention it now. Is what about the week leading up to the event?
Yes.
Does that fit you?
Yeah.
Does that suit you?
Yeah, because then I'll know who's coming. I can name drop I don't know, name dropper.
Well, Billy said he's coming. Billy's coming. So Billy Cunningham.
Put him on the list.
Queensland's on. There you go. There's your first announcement.
Heaps of the crew. I've had fantastic support from all QPWC members, present and past, all super supportive, and they're all fantastic humans. Yep. And love to see everyone have a beer and watch some free ride.
Well, I'll be drinking my rums, so I'll just be reaching up to the bar. Just keep filling them up. Actually, I'll maybe just leave a jug up on the counter with a big straw.
Just gonna get you a little bell.
Now you're getting creative again, Mai. There you go. I love that.
You gotta look after the talent, see.
Oh,
you're the celebrity.
Good God, no. God, no. We'll sort out all the details and stuff anyway. So, guys, 2nd and 4th of June, you can see it just above my head. Alex Heads, SCX. There's a bunch of events. If I can get out the way, you'll actually be able to see just down below there.
3 days of free ride.
3 days of free riding.
3 days of world tour.
Mm-hmm.
The middle day is the skate park comp.
Yep.
And every night, every afternoon, live music and bar and food vans. So great music. And all the the artists that I've been speaking to so far,
You're
they're
not
all
playing,
my
Matt?
friends.
You're not playing?
I'll absolutely do karaoke, and you do not want to give me a mic. But I'll also dance. I'm all singing, all dancing.
Mate, I'll play that. I'll stream that.
You don't. Get banned. No, I'm terrible.
This is how the
I think
SCX. This is how the
No, but I
SCX
think-
Organiser parties.
I'll get cancelled. For inappropriate gestures, gyration. I don't
Is
know. No, I'm terrible.
so from a photography point of view and video point of view, is there
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
in particular that springs to mind that are going to be coming?
Oh,
up and
massive
helping?
shout out to Jeff, like always. Craig Milne,
Yep.
always, like boys day dot, Skip from day dot,
Yep.
massive supporters. And yeah, we've bringing in a few new peeps as well, to do videos and maybe target that new kind of younger audience, tap into the new socials. I'm actually doing an initiative, and this is just free information for anyone else looking at doing events. I came across this, and I don't know, people in this space tend to kind of hoard information, but sorry, not in the freerider jet ski, but I mean in the event space. But what I'm doing is an initiative with the local university where I created a project, and so I've got a meeting with them tomorrow morning. They've already told me that I've got about 5 of their 4th year students.
Is
of
this
varying
videography
calibers.
or
No, this is
social media type stuff? Yep.
video marketing. It's across 5 different areas.
Okay.
With 5 different students. So 4th year. So I'm talking like
Yeah.
it's going to be some cool content generated. So
Yeah.
we're going to have our our OGs like Skip and Craig, and Zeke, presenting, Jeff presenting, and Amy AKM, got a shout out, sorry girl, but presenting the shots of the surf. Nobody does it better. But the things that reach the audience, I think, are those, TikToks.
Yeah.
Things.
Like, mate,
know
we're
what I
like
mean?
we're like that with work just now. I try to use Facebook to promote what we do in as far as our project's concerned. But a lot of the young, all the like when I mentioned it to the kids a couple of weeks ago, they all just kind of sniggered and laughed. And it's like, oh, Facebook, haha. They don't use Facebook. It's TikTok. It's all on TikTok and even Discord.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all very much the same template. It's all very much the real, make the reels, that kind of thing, So
I met
how
this,
it's presented, you can have all the content you want, but you've got to edit it the right way and present it the right way. So
Yeah, and which
there's
I'm not
there's a
capable.
trick to it.
Yeah, I'm not capable of doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
I met someone the other day through a new startup clothing company. Super cool people, and they were like, "Well, TikTok is 3 months. TikTok is the most cutting edge that you can be in the cool stakes, and then everything else, say your Insta or your Facebook, is 3 months behind that." And I was just like, "Okay, well, I'm like 30 years behind." So I need to surround myself with younger, cooler people.
You're right. It's just like it moves so fast because the kids don't want to be hung up on the old tech, which is why you see Facebook and Instagram trying to change the way they operate, the way everything's delivered. So they've made a push towards things like the reels and all that kind of stuff to try and combat what they're losing to TikTok. So I'm like, I've done videos for the project, and I've done them in a reel format so that they can be put in the stories and on Facebook. Unfortunately, because it's a QPS funded program, I'm not allowed to set up a TikTok page for it.
Is that Queensland Police Service?
It is, yeah, but it's their media.
Right.
Their media department needs to do that. They need to set it up,
Wow.
and they won't.
Yeah.
They're not. They're slow in doing anything. So It's all got to be run by boss after boss after boss before it gets the okay. It's all about they want a certain degree of control. They don't want just a free for all where I'm posting everything and anything and it doesn't quite fit with what they want. So I'm not. So I've because I've asked about it and I got told no, you can't do it. Like we're already pushing the limits as it is with Facebook pages. So we're like, okay, fair enough. Which I think's unfair because it holds the program back and it lets people see what's going on with youth at the moment, because obviously the youth issue is in vogue at the moment, and we're at the forefront of that, trying to help tackle some of that. And that's what I'm trying to push, trying to promote, to say, hey, this is what we're doing to help turn these kids around, make them make better choices, So it's a new age, mate. It's a new age, and then before we know it, TikTok will be the old school. It'll be something else.
It's a good fight, man. That's real work too, like things that make impact on younger generations, and that's good stuff.
Listen, our last group, we had one young individual who I was led to believe was going to be an absolute problem child. Ended up being probably one of our best students we've had. Got himself a full-time apprenticeship, working away. He's only 16, saving up for his car, cool. Keeping himself out of trouble. Like, happy days, mate, happy days, And we've done pretty well with the last group. We've got half the group, we're all on work, doing jobs of various, whether it be part-time, apprenticeships, full-time, whatever. And then this new group we've got now, we've got a few individuals in there that are showing a bit of promise. We've got them lined up for things as well that hopefully will work out as well. So, cool. We've got them heading in the right direction, as long as once they leave us, they keep doing the right thing. So, but we keep in touch with them after that for a while anyway. So, but anyway, your event. Let's get back to it. We're veering off different tangents here. So, but what's the like? I guess one of the questions would be, is obviously it's worth coming up to the sunny coast for the weekend. Would that be fair to say? To capture all the events that are taking place, if you want to see it all, or if you just want to spend a bit of time up at Alex Heads and around the Sunshine Coast, and then just come down and watch the event for a little bit. Yeah.
Sorry, you dropped out a little bit there. Sorry.
Oh, right, okay. So I guess if people are looking to come up for the weekend, get themselves booked at accommodation and come up for the weekend and enjoy the whole event.
Yeah, absolutely. If you jump on like any Tourism Events Queensland page, if you actually Google SCX, Sunny Coast Extreme, you're going to hit like all the Tourism Events Queensland. We're like a full sponsored major event in Queensland. You'll get links to any accommodation, other things to do.
Yep.
Deals that are happening, and so it links all in together. And this was a massive learning that happened last year, which no one tells you about in this space. So any other event organisers, if you're doing anything big,
hey man, you've got the one thing that's going to benefit you this year as well, is you've got Bonza Airlines flying into the sunny coast. So guys, if you're down in Sydney, you're down in Melbourne or wherever, jump on a plane, come up to the sunny coast, straight into the sunny coast. And I think Alex Heads is only about, 15 minutes away from the airport? Something like that.
It would be it'd be a $10 Uber.
Yeah. So...
And you go, and the whole thing for me this year was I made a couple of changes to like big format things. I didn't do it in school holidays. So it was off-peak. There's no other major events around us. It's going to be cheaper, right? It's a off-peak, off-season time.
Doesn't clash with anything. So
it doesn't, and that was the biggest thing. Really starting to work with council on. We've got starting to get some gravity, and I want to be flexible enough where, for all of my friends coming, like. The hotels are insane, or post-COVID, everything's more. But you even put that into peak season, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
So
I know we're going away. We're going off there, but you're right enough, because like it's not just something that's unique in Australia. Like everywhere at the moment, globally, prices have just gone through the roof for everything, and there's no rhyme nor reason for that. I'm sorry, but you can't blame it on the war in Ukraine for hotel prices to be double what they used to be. You know what I mean?
it was. I believe it was just an excuse. That it was just.
I think it's
everyone's
almost an excuse to claw back
Yeah.
money that they lost during COVID. But the problem is they're never going to bring those prices down to the original prices. They're always going to remain high now. So,
The same with property.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, property's coming down because of the interest rates.
But look at how much money, like all our wages have gone up.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Mate, that's a... I know, there's sarcasm there. Like, at the end of the day, everything, like, it's funny because my wife, like, normally we went for a shop the other day. Sorry, I know we're talking life here, but we went to the Woolies the other day, to the supermarket, and something that would have normally cost us about $50 in the past was like nearly $100. It's like, what the hell did we buy?
Yeah.
But I know that it's a problem everywhere. You're right enough. Cost of living is going through the roof, but wages are certainly not keeping up with it.
So that was a huge thing, making it in that off-peak season so that it's not conflicting with people having family holidays.
Mm-hmm.
They could schedule this for their like nearly boys trips, or bring your family if you want, because it's super family friendly. But if you want to come down and get a house with the crew, it's not conflicting with school holidays and taking away from your family, because that's like, it's important for me as well. And so these learnings, it's my fifth SCX, but these little things, just trying to build it, because although I'm pushing to get that big crowd and all of that to get the sponsor exposure, I want the crew. I want the free ride crew. I want the world crew. And to do that, we need competition.
Yeah,
we needed the world tour, and we're bringing it. And
there's the argument for, if you build it, they'll come. So there's definitely truth to that. If you set the stage and then attract a few people, then hopefully you then start to create interest, and then you get to start getting more people coming to the events as well. So you're definitely and I think the fact is that you've been doing it for 5 years. It's a huge bonus to you as well. So you managed to get through COVID and everything like that, and still come out the other side and still be able to put on an event, which is pretty impressive. So
it's just my side hustle though, and also, again, and I say it a lot, but it is like a dictatorship type thing, but I have incredible support on the day and before the day, people from all different walks of life that I've met through freeride and racing and just life, that I can lean on and ring and just go, hey, this is happening, what are we doing? And then
Matt, to be honest, it never feels like a hustle. It never feels like a huge effort or a burden when you're enjoying what you're doing, because it's a passion that you have for it. So it never feels like it's a burden or a problem. You just do it because you enjoy doing it, and you want to see other people get the benefit of it as well. So I'm like that with this. It's if we can expose people to riders and events and other stuff like that, get people on like you, put names, put faces to the names. I think it's a huge thing, because up until I got you on the show last time, I had no idea what you looked like. Honestly, I had no idea what you looked like. I'd never met you. Your name had been thrown around a few times by Jeff and a couple of other boys. But then when you had the opportunity to get you on last year to talk about the event last year, it's like, yeah, let's do it. So, but then you ended up quizzing me. You remember that? I think I ended up being a guest on my own show.
I loved it. I talk when I'm nervous.
No, that's fine. I don't mind it. I enjoy the conversation that it generates, and you never know where it's going to go.
No.
So I don't script any of it. I don't script the questions or anything like that about what we're going to do. I just try and run with it, and then if people enjoy it, then fine. But it's mainly between me and you. Like I want you to be comfortable and enjoying it as well as me. So we're happy to do it. So
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Hey, can I give a massive shout out?
Go on, yeah.
Can I give a
I was going to
massive
say,
shout out? A couple of
out
shout outs
everybody.
before we go.
Shout
Can
out
I give a
everybody.
massive shout out to Pro Rider Magazine? So we're talking about like day dot support.
Yep.
Yeah, like Michael and Kathy, like always, just have 100% been behind me. Hucken from Wet Seat, he's on board this year. We're going to have some fantastic prizes for the free ride. So even if free riders out there aren't interested in doing the world tour, the free ride is still there. This world tour is just something else that's happening. Yeah. So the SCX free ride with all of the things that go along with it, huge prizes, the crazy like prize packs that we get, the wicked presentations, and you know, our prize tables for SCX free ride, Jet Pilot SCX free ride is off the charts. We've got so many clothing brand sponsors. We need entrants because people are going to walk away with a year's worth of clothes.
Did I see LSKD?
100%, yeah.
My wife loves them. She absolutely loves them.
We've got LSKD. We've got Always Living.
It might be this could be the only Jetski event that she might come to if LSKD are there.
Find something.
Will there be stalls for people for some of these businesses that sell their brands? You know, the LSKD, Jet Pilot. You know, will they have stalls or stands there where they'll be selling stuff?
LSKD won't be having a stall. Like through their own choice, they will have the opportunity 100% if they want to.
Yep.
But they won't have a site presence. But as far as like site presences, you're going to see Jetboard Australia. That's Australian distributor for Jetboards, Rod Camp, and that in itself is going to be super cool.
I'd love to have a close up. I'd love to have a good look at them.
They're wicked.
They look pretty good.
We've got Schizo, which is a local brand, this new up-and-coming local company. Those guys are supporting us with having a welcome to country. So we're going to be doing an official welcome to country, like
nice one.
Traditional owners, just like doing it proper, like good karma and just set the scene, right? So, because I love that, and I love Australia, and I think we're in a transition time of acknowledging our First Nations people, but also being proud again of who we are. Like, I want to get on with celebrating what we all love, but yeah, I'm really, really excited to like get this Crash Industries foot rocket and start selling tickets to it. And then seeing who wins it, because when you enter, you'll get one ticket with your entry, but say it's $10 or $20 a ticket, it's a $20,000 free ride ski. So
that's going to get a few people. That's got to get a few people interested.
It is insane, and it caught me off guard. I kind of don't even know. But Oz free ride, right? Oz free ride, massive. Pretty much, Oz free ride is the institution for free ride in Australia, and just those guys give us a platform on free ride. Created all of this. I would say created this platform where I could have these type of events, and whatever that looks like. I've got to feed that back to the OGs of Oz Free Ride, right?
Yep.
That's who started this, and yeah. So we got skate park comp. We got.
Hey, listen, we're only where are we? We are less than 3 months out. What was that? 10 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that, till the event. So it's not long.
Have you guys heard of Nitro Circus?
I've heard of Nitro Circus, yeah. Were they not at Suncorp not that long ago?
Yeah. So the three boys from Nitro Circus that live locally, so Ryan Williams, Harley and Gecko, they're coming down. So they're going to be there for Saturday. Come and chill. They'll ride. They'll do whatever we want. You can interview them if you like. we've got another local crew called, so there's a whole bunch of crews. I'm trying to get this convergence of local crews. There's a local crew called JC Action Sports, who are a BMX predominantly, but they have other sports, highly talented crew. And also my MC, Jake Blackman, for the skate park comp, his crew called Rhythm and Flow. So they're coming as well. So there's actually like the skate park component is going to blow up. It's going to be intense. That Saturday of SCX, if anybody has a day that they want to pick, the Friday is going to be unreal because you're going to see the qualifiers and there'll be lots of free ride. It'll be super chilled and it'll be fantastic. We'll have spaghetti night that night. The Saturday is going to be so incredibly intense with talent, unless it rains. And,
no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say rain. Don't say rain.
And then Sunday we'll have the finals of the IFWA plus free ride. So we'll probably, no doubt, we'll run Sickest Trick on the Sunday. We'll run the, what we'll do, this is what I reckon. We'll run the finals. We'll finish the finals for the IFWA, and then we'll run Sickest Trick. Yep. So all the boys who are there to compete, and that's cool, right? Placings are done. And then we go, right, world's best. Let's do Sickest Trick. And that is what you should live stream. That okay.
So if I got to pick my day, then is that what you're saying? Rather than a Saturday or a Sunday, just pick Saturday or a Sunday. Is that what?
No, you have everything. You can do whatever you want.
We'll talk about that off air, mate. Okay. We got some other things. I know you're throwing ideas out there, but you can throw those ideas at me once we're off air.
No,
all right, mate.
I really.
Do you want to shout out anything before you go? Anything else, quickly?
No, I think I covered. I'm just looking at my sponsor list, and I think I've grabbed everyone. Phase 1 automotive at the Gold Coast. You've got to get behind Nate. Any Gold Coast jet ski, car, trailer, automotive. That guy is an absolute specialist. He is OCD with his work. He's fantastic, and he's a massive, absolute legend of a man. But been a massive supporter of me from day dot. Phase 1 automotive, who also sets up all our audio.
Yep.
And that all of our audio gear comes from Prestige AV.
Yep.
And thank you to those guys.
All right. Okay. No problem. Listen, guys, we're going to be, I'll be sharing any of Matt's SCX information that's coming out. So check on it. If you don't see it on the SCX page, you'll definitely see it on Jetski Republic. Which will take you to the SCX page anyway. So, okay. So keep an eye out for that. It's coming up pretty in 3 months' time. It's going to be the biggest event in Queensland from a water perspective. So I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe the world. I don't know.
Well, I've never been up to your event, Matt. Never been at your event. I was going to come up that last year, but then obviously it got washed out. So I'm looking forward to this year's and actually meeting you in the flesh as well. So, but I'll meet you in the flesh before that as well, because I'll need to come up because I need to see the area. Have a look at what I'm working with. All right, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Even if it's raining, we'll still be running the free ride. That'll be rain, hail, or shine. So we'll marquee the event as well in the parts that we can, just so that we can put something on.
Yeah.
Hey,
I get that.
You just run with what you got. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, mate. Take it easy. We'll keep in touch.
Appreciate your time. Thank you for your
Thanks
support.
for coming on, Matt. Cheers, mate.
See
all the best.
Everyone. Thank you.
See ya. So there we go. Matthew Cooper. Matthew O'Connor, sorry. Where did I get Cooper from? I don't know. Matthew O'Connor, SCX Organiser. Obviously, you can see the event's going to be pretty big this year. He's making it as big as he can. It's going to be way, way bigger than it's been in the past few years. Obviously, COVID's taken a hit on it. Last year was mixed successes. It's going to be huge this year. So get up there if you're looking for a day to go. He reckons Sunday could be the day with the finals, but Saturday's obviously going to be a lot of things going on Saturday, so that could be a day to go. But better still, make a whole weekend of it and spend the whole weekend up in Alex Heads or in the Sunshine Coast area. No matter where you are in the country, Bonza Airlines, they're flying straight into the sunny coast, which is only 10 minutes away from the venue. So definitely worth it. Definitely worth the trip up, no matter where you're coming from. Okay, right, so let's move on quickly and we'll wrap things up. So here's got a couple of events that are coming up. Sea-Doo Jake, our old friend Jake, he's having an action camera and adventures set up. Now the whole purpose of it is, if you have an action camera, some of the best ways to wait a second. Some of the best ways to get the your footage edited and filmed. So he talks about angles and all that kind of thing. The best way to capture the footage, depending on the camera that you're using as well. He uses an Insta360. But if you've got a GoPro as well, that works fine. Or if you've got a DJI action camera, again the same thing. So it's basically a case of how to attach it to your ski, all that kind of stuff. So that's happening at Cabbage Tree Point Boat Ramp, 25th of March. It's 9 a.m. I'm probably going to pop down there and I'll video a wee segment for it as well, and I'll share it up on the socials. So and I'll share it with Jake as well, so the message gets out. There's been a lot of questions Jake's had in regards to action cameras and some of the best ways to utilize them. He's been doing a lot to try and help people with that. So definitely want something to look out for. You'll also get the chance to go out on the water and try some of your things out, try your setup out, and then see how you go. So that's that one. Longer term, let me see. Again, Jake is scheduled another big ride, Peel Island ride on the 29th of April, 9 a.m. It will be departing from various ramps. Go to his events section. And same for the last event as well, which is the action cameras one. If you go to Sea-Doo Jake's page and go into his events, these events are here. Register your interest and let him know that you're coming, so that we can, so that he can figure out the numbers and the best departures. And like I say, there's going to be Jacob's Well, Peel Island, not Peel Island, Paradise Point. There'll be, I think it's Cleveland ramp, and possibly the Brisbane Colmsley ramp as well. But I'm pretty sure there'll probably be a couple others as well. So it all depends on how many's going. I know they had 180 people at the last event, which was the ride to Tangaluma, and at the moment there's 110 saying they're going. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. So potential to be a big ride. I'm heading out on Friday morning with Jake just to kind of do a bit of with a couple of the other boys, just to do a bit of a look at it and see how we can make it work well. So Jake's taking a run, and I'm going to pop along with him just to get out for a bit, because I haven't been out for a little while. So that's something to look forward to. A couple of good events coming up from the rec side of things. Let's go racing quickly. Let's go. I think we've got some of the. Yeah, New South Wales had their racing at the weekend there. They haven't had a chance to get the results up yet. So no, I haven't seen them anywhere. That's their lineups from last weekend. Yeah, so like I say, there's no results being posted as of yet. So I've got no idea what the outcomes are or not. But congratulations to everybody who took part in it. New Zealand this weekend, they've got round 4 and 5 up at Kinloch for the racing, and then I think, if I remember correct, I don't know if where are we? Not sure if Dave Vennell's on, but I've got a feeling that might be the last round, unless there's one in April. But I'm not entirely, I can't remember off the top of my head. But certainly round 4 and 5 this coming weekend at Kinloch. So if you're over that way, get down there and support them, or get involved. QPWC, like I said, they've got, get rid of that. They've got their schedule up, which is great to see. Zoning in on the first event, which is the 28th of May. Peter Grant's been organising some little practice sessions. So if you want to get in touch with Peter Grant, I can post a link up if there's anything. If you're interested in racing, then definitely give that a look and worth considering. Now the other thing is as well, AGSBA have got their entries are open. Go to the AGSBA page. Make sure you're a member, and that you've done your required number of races as well for the season in order to qualify. I'll click on the link so you get an idea. There's what you're looking for. Grab your tickets. All the details and forms there, guys. Make sure you check this as well. Your rule book, no matter which one it is you're racing, make sure you're checking your rule book, because I don't want people getting caught out on a technicality. So there's your different classes. There's some classes may not be listed. If you've got an interest in a particular class, note it down what it is, and if there's enough people interested in it, they'll potentially stage that class for at the nationals. Okay, so there's the Nats. Now let me just. I had a message. Well, I had a couple of messages about racing. Mainly because people were interested in a point of view angle. So basically what I've done, in Bailey Cunningham, I've taken a bit of footage that he posted up on his Facebook, and I hope he doesn't mind me using it. When he was over in New Zealand at the Nationals a couple of weeks ago, he posted a little bit of footage up. I'll post it up now. I'll share it now. And then people can get an idea. Now, bear in mind, Bailey is a pro-am. Okay, so he's pretty high level. He's not a beginner. He's not an intermediate rider. He's one of the best. Okay, so it gives you an idea of what's involved with the racing. So these are sit-down skis. They're not stand-ups. So here's the footage. So there you go. Kind of gives you an idea of what's involved. It can be a bit hairy scarum, but it might not be for everyone. But for some people, it's adrenaline rush, all kinds of things, and I enjoy doing it. So there's a point of view look. Now, bear in mind that's a higher level. It's pro-am level. And it's the top skis. It's not your Mickey Mouse ones. It's not your slower skis. So it does give you an idea of what's involved. So yeah, if you're interested in it, contact your relevant authority, relevant body. It could be Queensland, it could be down in New South Wales, PwC, Victorian Jetski, over in Perth at WA, even down New Zealand way. There's a couple of clubs down in New Zealand on the South Island as well as the North Island. You can hook them up, get information from them and just see what's involved. So it's not for everyone, but plenty of people do enjoy it. If you don't want to race, get along and watch. So yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, that's pretty much me for this week. I'm just going to wind things up now. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We've went a little bit longer than anticipated, but hey, listen, I had a good chat with Matt. Always good to catch up with him. And I appreciate his time. Guys, ladies and gents, if you're out this weekend, be safe. If whether you're racing, whether you're riding, rec riding, be safe. Travel in numbers if you're out on the rec rides. Help each other out. Look after each other. Show a bit of respect and courtesy to each other. And just enjoy the whole experience. Okay, so we're going to finish now with another video. This kind of backs on to the earlier video, which is Mon Duran's video, which was the same trip that Rebecca Hales did. The video footage is a little bit different. Soundtrack's obviously different. So I'll leave you with this video to see out, and I'll catch you all next week, where next week's guest, hopefully, I've got to touch base with him again, is Lindsay Warner, who obviously just completed his circumnavigation of New Zealand. We'll get him on to have a chat about that and what his plans are for the future. So until next week, here's Mon's video. Take care, and I'll catch you next week.
So I've just unboxed my new quad lock 4x4 mount. I've also got the mag wireless charging head. It's super easy to use. Let's take a look on how it works.
Says he'll make me a star if I just play the game. But that man doesn't know that I am bulletproof. Keep one foot on the sky and a foot on the roof. I'm not doing this to try to make a name. I just like the way it feels on me, the way it looks on me. Still got the fire when you try to be a flood, 'cause I like the Sunday, that little rush, rush, rush of blood. I hear your secrets, I know your plans. Ain't no way out without your blood on my hands. I talk to demons, I scream your name. They always say the best for the businessman. I'm not doing this to try to make a name. I just like the way it feels Sunday, the way it looks on me. Still got the fire when you try to be a flood, 'cause I like the way it feels Sunday, that little rush, rush, rush of blood. That rush of blood, I'll use it for good. That rush of blood, I'll use it for good. Throwing hundreds in the holy water, just a backseat driver flying undercover. Different faces, but they're always the same. Say the